Accounting software discovery is changing in a very specific way. Buyers are no longer only typing a query, scanning 10 blue links, and comparing websites one by one. They are asking AI systems for recommendations, alternatives, pricing guidance, and shortlist help. And in this benchmark, AI platforms are concentrating attention on a small group of accounting software vendors. Hey, I'm Mark Huntley, a growth strategist and AI discovery analyst. At LLM Authority Index, we study how AI systems shape commercial discovery, especially in high-intent categories where recommendation positioning can directly influence revenue. The June 2026 accounting software benchmark shows a clear pattern. Xero leads decisively with 44.1% valid recommendation coverage and an average rank of 2.0 across the tested prompts. That means when Xero is recommended, it tends to appear near the top of the shortlist. FreshBooks and Zoho Books form the main challenger tier, both above 27% recommendation coverage. Wave sits behind them with meaningful but less consistent recommendation presence. QuickBooks is the more complex case. It has the highest raw mention presence in the data set but much lower valid recommendation coverage. That gap is the core issue. In AI discovery, a mention and a recommendation are separate commercial events. A mention means the AI system retrieved the brand. A valid recommendation means the system placed that brand into a positive ranked shortlist. That distinction matters because AI answers compress consideration. A buyer asking for the best accounting software may only pay attention to the first 2 or 3 names. A brand can appear somewhere in the response and still fail to shape the decision. QuickBooks shows this clearly. It appears in 32.6% of observations, the highest raw mention rate in the benchmark, but earns valid recommendation coverage of only 12.8%. When it is recommended, it ranks very well with the best average rank in the category. The problem is consistency. It wins certain prompts, but it is often referenced without being advanced into the shortlist. The strongest challengers are not simply visible, they are recommendation ready across multiple buyer moments. FreshBooks has 29.2% valid recommendation coverage and the highest net sentiment score in the category. It performs especially well in pricing and decision stage prompts where buyers are comparing features and plans. Zoho Books has 27.9% recommendation coverage and broad presence across discovery, comparison, and pricing clusters. It is consistently treated as a credible option in AI-generated shortlists. This matters for marketing leaders because AI systems are reading the public evidence layer. Review platforms, comparison content, official documentation, and community discussions all contribute to whether a brand can be trusted, compared, and recommended. A brand's public citation architecture now affects shortlist formation. The most exposed pattern in the benchmark is Sage. Sage appears in 27.7% of observations, so the brand is clearly being retrieved by AI systems, but it earns valid recommendations in only 6.7% of observations with a top 3 rate of 3.9%. That is a dangerous position. The brand is present enough to show up in monitoring, but weak enough in recommendation position to miss buyer influence. NetSuite shows a similar issue at a lower visibility level. It appears in 8.8% of observations and earns valid recommendations in just 1.9%. These brands are being referenced in factual or neutral contexts. They are not being positioned as top choices in the 3 public buyer clusters tested. One pattern we repeatedly see at LLM Authority Index is that brands can look visible while still losing the buying moments that matter most. The benchmark tested 3 public prompt clusters: discovery, comparison and alternatives, and pricing and plans. Those clusters map closely to how real buyers move. First, they ask what the best accounting software options are. Then they compare alternatives. Then they look at pricing, plans, and fit. Xero leads across all 3 clusters, which is why its position is commercially meaningful. It is not winning only one type of prompt, it is being carried through the buyer journey. FreshBooks and Zoho Books also show broad coverage across these stages. QuickBooks performs well in specific moments but does not convert its visibility into recommendation credit at the same rate. For leaders, the lesson is direct. High-intent prompts matter more than generic visibility. The strategic takeaway is that accounting software competition is moving into AI-generated shortlists. Marketing teams can no longer rely on awareness, brand recognition, or broad share of voice alone. They need to know whether AI systems are advancing their company when buyers ask for help deciding. That means measuring recommendation coverage, rank position, sentiment, and the citation sources that shape AI trust. If you want to understand how AI is actually positioning your company in buyer conversations, that's exactly what we analyze at LLM Authority Index.